Title: Learning from Adult Role Models Who Are Deafblind. Presented by Outreach Programs, the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind. The CSDB logo is displayed with the tagline, Learning, Thriving, Leading. Our presenter, Ryan, is standing in front of a historic fireplace mantle in the CSDB Administration Building. Title: Ryan, Part 1.
My name is Ryan Odland. This is my sign name. I'm deafblind, and I have what's called Usher syndrome.
Title: Adapting to Vision Changes.
Growing up, going through school, elementary to high school, one of my challenges, well, really, it's kind of hard to explain because my vision changed over time. When I was in elementary school, I didn't have any issues with accessibility. It was just communication. Used an interpreter. I could communicate with other people. I didn't have any problems. But as I got into high school, I started noticing that my field of vision began to narrow. Got to the point where I was unable to catch things that were happening in my environment. I needed more information as to the things that were going on in my environment. I really had no problem accessing literacy or print. My acuity was good. It was 20/20. But my vision loss really started to make a big impact when I started college. As time went on, I started noticing I was really struggling to read the print. And I started thinking about what kind of accommodations I could make. And the lighting really helped. I noticed that my eyes required brighter lights, more like fluorescent lamps with the cold white light. It was much better than the soft white or yellow lights. They weren't good for me. So after making these changes to brighter lights, my vision kept changing to the point where I realized really that reading print was not a good option for me. My eyes were becoming fatigued quickly, and so I started making the change to reading on the computer. As I started experiencing more and more challenges, in order to overcome them, I really had to experiment and try some different ways in order to access print. When electric copy started becoming more and more prominent on Amazon, I realized that I could read that. It was easier for me. And so I wondered if they had books for school, and so I started asking some questions, and really the school had no idea. So I decided to contact the publisher and ask some questions. Would they be able to provide me an electronic copy? And they said, yes, of course. And so that was wonderful, and it was a great learning experience for them, and it really benefited me. So I really had to advocate for myself, and I had to be the one to initiate those conversations to get the ball rolling on my accessibility adaptations.
Title: Advice for Families.
My advice for parents with children who have both a loss in vision and a loss in hearing is to start early. Start as early as possible. If you start to notice something out of place with their vision, or if they have issues with their hearing or challenges with their hearing, consider checking with a doctor. And if there is an identified loss in vision and hearing, go ahead and start the plan. Go ahead and start planning the transition. Make a list of steps that you need to take to get all the resources in place for training, to help your child develop those different skills that he or she will need as early as possible. Delaying this process can cause extra challenges down the road in college, place of employment, after high school. Also, it's very important for parents to be honest with your children. Don't be afraid to share with your children that, yes, they have a vision loss and a hearing loss. And if they understand this early, they can take a more proactive role. But it's important that you provide exposure to life, different opportunities for them. Don't close doors. Open doors for them. Let them experience life. And that'll help them grow, both internally and externally.
Title: Advice for School Staff.
My advice for school staff, something to think about when you're working with children who have a vision loss and a hearing loss, deafblind. Don't assume that a vision loss and a hearing loss impact their intellectual development potential. Encourage them to move at an appropriate pace as they develop the concepts of different subjects in the classroom. These students have limited access to communication and to their environment. If we eliminate these obstacles with communication and access to their environment, their achievement can be on par with their typically developing peers. After accommodations have been made for access to communication, you can focus on their environment, the lighting, and so forth. And you can change the environment. If light from the window is bothering them, close the shades. If they can't access a PowerPoint because of the background, you can change the background from light to dark. And really try to encourage them to be involved in the classroom. This will help them achieve their potential.
Title: Skills and Attitudes for Independence.
Some of the skills and attitudes a person who's deafblind should have: to be very flexible, be very adaptable. You have to be willing to make these changes over time. It's important to build strong advocacy skills. This is really important for succeeding in life. If the students don't develop these strong social skills, they may not be able to face life's challenges and overcome different issues. Often in life, these challenges require you to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, all the way to Z. And sometimes the original plan doesn't work out. You have to think about plan B to address these communication issues and navigate the accessibility challenges. And you'll experience frustrations, maybe even daily. But in order to become more autonomous, more independent, it takes that kind of skill and that kind of thinking, this positive attitude. And flexibility is the key to succeeding with a dual sensory loss.
Title: Life Success.
People should understand that individuals who are deafblind they have a lot of potential to succeed in life. They can get a job of their choice. They can achieve high levels of education. I myself have a master's degree. They can get a master's. They can even get a PhD. The two things to keep in mind are communication and mobility. Teach them the different skills they need to build those strengths within themselves that will help them throughout life. Don't lower your expectations. This will undermine their potential. Instead, build on the strengths they already have, and this will help them achieve despite their disability.
Title: For more information, contact Ryan P. Odland, M.A., Regional Representative, Rocky Mountain Region, Colorado, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, and Wyoming, Helen Keller National Center. Email: ryan.odland@hknc.org. Website: www.hknc.org. Title: Learning from Adult Role Models Who Are Deafblind. Videography: Sean Levier, Deb Branch. Audio description: Jim Olson. Narration: Corey McCormick. Editing assistance: Diane Covington. Captioning: Bonnie Otmar. Learning from Adult Role Models Who Are Deafblind has been a production of the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind, 33 North Institute Street, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80903. Telephone: 719-578-2100. Website: www.csdb.org.